Greetings! Stay a while and listen to me, MarauderEX, as I start a new project. And we are going to be playing Shining Soul 2 on the Game Boy Advance. Going back to a Shining title, this is not one I've played before, but I have played a little bit of Shining Soul 1. So, this is going to be fun. It's a Diablo-esque kind of loot grinder, dungeon explorer type. So, yeah, we're going to have fun with that. So, alright, so, select a file. We get to pick one of these files, and then we are going to create a character. And we have a very wide assortment of characters. We've got Warrior, Dark Wizard, Archer, Priestess, Sorceress, Brawler, Ninja, and Dragon Newt, which I feel like that is not a class. I feel that is just a race. Because, like, Brawler is not Beastman. Like, and really, the only difference between the Dragon Newt and the Warrior are a couple of abilities. Like, they have a lot of the same weapons. There's a lot of overlap. There's just one is a Dragon Man, the other is the Warrior. For this playthrough, I think I'm actually going to play a Brawler. And what color options do we have available? I kind of like that one the most. And we can change the name. We're going to change the name. Can you guess where I'm going with this one? Geralt. He was probably my favorite Beastman. So, and we have a book. And I guess that translates to Shining Soul Episode 2. I mean, it's not a very big disguise job of the text translation. But like most Shining games, it starts off with someone reading a book. Unless you're Shining Force 2, in which it's an old witch who traps you in a forest. Or Shining Force 3, which is an old wizard falling asleep. So, it talks about the previous game, the 4 heroes, because there were only 4 classes in the previous game. But they saved the world, and people were thankful that peace returned. As time passed and people's lives improved, legend was forgotten. Except for everyone who owns this book. And people began to take the light for granted. Because people are idiots. In a peace-filled town, an old man stood preaching a seditious prophecy. Brothers and sisters, look, the crystal is cloudy. According to legend, darkness was defeated. But light will grow out of control, eventually giving rise to darkness once again. That doesn't sound like it makes a lot of sense, but okay. The balance of the world will soon collapse. The old prophet continued to speak to the passerby, and his voice rang through the town square. But those who had forgotten about the legend took no heed of the prophet's words. So this game has a lot of exposition dump at the beginning and at certain intervals, and then there's bits where there's really very little story. So we're learning about this world, and he obviously looks like a bad guy. An alchemist, a servant of darkness, appeared. What did I just say? His name was Gillespie. I've known several Gillespies. I wouldn't call them evil. And Gillespie apparently killed the old man, so... Shatter the crystal that told of the darkness. Oh, well, there's only one of those. And, okay, so no, he did kill the old... No. That's... Wow, that was way darker than I was expecting a Shining game to get to in the first, 10 minutes of the game. As a member of the Dark Order known as the Chaos Knights, travel to Clatnal Castle, which is kind of our hub. And hey, a centaur! He cunningly befriended the knight Deathart, whom the king Marcel... So anyone named... And I'm not pressing any buttons. The text is just going by that fast. There is really poor pacing for the automated text in this game. He did not eat the fruit until one day. He was really hungry. Curious? I shouldn't trust this guy. Tasted the forbidden fruit. And now I realize I'm naked. Oh, wait, that's a different creation myth. Sorry. One clear day, King Marcel of Clanal held a tournament. Word spread from far and wide. And those wished to become heroes attended. One of these would be heroes named Geralt. Hey, that's me! Headed for the Colosseum on the outskirts, it was as if Geralt was drawn to the tournament. I must go. A shining force? And it's someone who's totally not Max. His name is Boken, an adventurer. Not Max. Boken. I also love how, I have no control over this text, so I do apologize. You may have to mute it and watch it at like 50% speed to get all of the automated text. I know I am. And out of nowhere, slime appears. I just got rid of it, man. That thing's persistent. So he just killed it and it came back, and no one thought that that was concerning? Can I take a look at your stats? We just started out. Just get close to that thing and attack with A, breaking the fourth wall. So basically he's telling us how to play the game. And we level up after our first kill. You gained a lot of experience. Did you level up? That in itself won't make you any stronger. Remember to check your status when you level up. Have more status and skill points, and you'll be able to strengthen your character. Press start to break the fourth wall. But if you equip a spell book and want to use it, you'll have to raise the corresponding skill first. So that's one thing, like, we can't learn spells because we don't have a skill in that spell. We can get spell books, but we can't do anything with them. And so we have 4 status points and a skill point. So I'm going to start off by beefing up my attack a little bit. And I'm going to start off with level 1 claws. So, like, and this is the thing, this game encourages grinding. So we see here, going from level 0 to level 1, it takes 1 skill point. From going from level 1 to level 2, we need 2 skill points. Level 2 to 3, we need 3 skill points. It just exponentially gets higher. So it's going to get real hard. You have to pick what you want, and our character has, so we've got the 2 weapons that we have access to are claws and knives. I'm going to be focusing on claws. We can increase our evade rate, our critical rate, and we have a counter attack when we're attacked. Guts is an ability that when we get below 50% HP, we'll get an aura that will give us higher attack and defense. But it only works once until we refill our HP completely. Stun is something I'm going to be using a lot of. I'm going to be putting a lot of points into that. And healing is just a passive regen. So, and then stats, you have, well, Stats, you have strength, affects attack and equipment. Dexterity is hit and evade. Intelligence is SP and spell damage, which we do want to put a little bit in that because our charge attacks do use SP. And vitality is HP. So, those are all of our stats. Yeah. I must get started on my next adventure. Totally not another Shining Force game. Good luck and goodbye. That was all right. You may leave. Next. Geralt, are you ready? A level 2 person against the king's favored knight. Yeah, weight classes aren't a thing in these. But apparently we're holding our own. We were holding our own. Is that your best? And we were going in for a lunge, but interruptions. We have a problem. Princess Camille is nowhere to be found. Well, much like any other Shining game, the princess has been kidnapped. Well, I mean, Shining Force 2. Which was the prompt for kind of a forced love story. We'll continue this tournament another day. Because, you know, that's the important, like, we'll continue. And anyone whose name is Death, like, if I'm imagining, you know, a kid in class, like, first day of first grade, and the teacher's calling roll, it's like, Death Art. It's like, who did your parents hate you, or want you just to grow up to be a villain? Like, come on. That. Yes, my lord. Then. Okay, so Geralt. That is a good name. Yes, it is. Having seen you fight, Bethard tells me that you are rather skilled. So we get escorted to the castle, join you in the throne room. So we get to go rescue the princess. That's our job. We are here. This is Clatnel Castle. And our hub, basically. Like, this is the only town we get to explore for the most part. Only main source of shops, etc. Like, there are a couple other places, but it's not like Shining Force 2 or 3 or where you get to explore towns and find hidden items and such. This country, Clatnel, was known to be peaceful, but things seem to have changed lately. The Crystal of Light, the royal treasure, is cloudy. Its shine has always signified peace, but now that it's cloudy, I have a bad feeling. I've heard rumors of goblin activity. They have erected a fort not far from this castle. They seem to be up to something. It'll be a catastrophe if they invade this castle. There's one other thing on my mind. My daughter, Camille, is missing. Of course, Deathheart is looking for her right now. They may be holding her captive in the goblin fort. Camille will be alright. She's so reckless. If they are planning an attack, then I leave everything in your hands. So we get to attack the goblin fort, and if the princess is there, great. Alright, so this is all of our, like, we've got shops. This is the identifier. Much like Diablo, you will find random unidentified items, and they don't really have any stats or usefulness until you identify them. The item shop sisters. This guy runs the bank, which is basically a storage depot for us. Weapon, armor vendor, and a blacksmith. All of these things will come into play as time goes on. We also have a free inn. If we come into the bar here and come down these stairs, talk to this person, we can sleep and recover our HP for free. SP will regenerate over time, so you don't need to put a ton into that unless you were going with like one of the magic classes. But yeah. Whisper. Oh, really? Say it again, you dirty bitch. Quiet, I heard something. That was just my stomach. Totally not a wolfman with claws. How about that rumor? I still think that rumor about the envoy is false. If they really do know about our plan, then... What, they know about our plan to raid the castle? Oh, well, they're planning on raiding the castle. Let's go kill them. I heard something again. What did you... Like, I'm not moving. I'm just sitting here listening to you. My axe thirsts for blood. I didn't hear anything. Maybe it's just the wind. Alright, now we get control. Alright, so... we can attack... And now that we have level 1 in claws, we can charge up. As you saw, it does eat an SP. So, however, it does give us a multi-hit attack, which is very useful. Because for the most part, you can stun lock a great deal of enemies, which is why I kind of want to focus on stun. So... because that will just make stun locking so much easier. And I took unnecessary damage there. And then there's these generators that kind of just create enemies. And hey, a spell book that we can't use because I was just talking about that. So, like, if we go to item, and this is an unidentified spell book, so if we identify it, we could get more money for it. But we're probably not. And I really don't think I'm ever really going to use knives. Like, I'm probably going to be sticking with claws. And we can break down doors. And we're going to wait for them to kind of bunch up like that. And I'm going to take more unnecessary damage. Alright, come on, guys. Come on. Line up. Alright. There we go. Heal myself. And we're going to be healing a lot. Ow. And hey. A vest. And more slimes. But I mean, they're just XP, so that's... And a beret that needs to be identified. I think we can wear the beret, but I don't think we'll get anything for it at the moment. But we can wear the vest. Yes. So that will raise our defense a fair bit. And yeah, you can't wear unidentified equipment. So. And now we go up this way. Break that box. Nothing there. Kill you, and we level up. I was about to say, we should be getting close to level. I am going to do that, and that, and we are going to put a point in stun. Stun level 1's not going to do too much, but we'll build up to it. Alright, I really hate that you guys are getting such good hits in on me. And and kill all of these guys. And one thing I'm probably going to be doing is I am going to be grinding a fair bit. So if I complete something, I will probably come back and do it off screen later. Like, I will revisit places. And hey, that was stun. That showed off a fantastic stun. And a healing herb. And we can come down here and get this. And we can get some bracers. Can I equip the bracers for some extra defense? I can. There we go. So yeah, as I was talking about spells earlier, so the spell book that we got, the summon, and one thing we can be attacked while we're in the menu here. This is not a safe place. So let me get to where I know no enemy will spawn. So if we were a class that could use summon, I don't remember who uses summon. I think it's the priestess. It may be the sorcerer. I don't know. But if we just have the book, we can't do anything. We have to go into statuses, and they will have, whereas we have like critical and counter and guts, and like they will have spells here. So one of the character classes will have summon, and you have to have a point in that in order to actually use it as a spell. Otherwise, you just beat people with a book, which is funny, but not super effective. And that was a good way to mow through all of them. These guys I don't like because they are ranged. And they occasionally just take very little damage. Well, most enemies take very little damage. Sometimes you'll see like a yellow number pop up. That's kind of their defense. Like absorbing some of the damage. Of course, nothing there and nothing here. And these guys. However, and hey, we got a card. I don't remember what the cards are for. I'll have to look into that. Mystery bracers. Alright, so the red arrow is there's kind of a boss type thing. There's something we have to do. So the girl has been taken to. Hey, can't you talk a little louder? The captain, what if someone hears us? That's the joke. Well, that could be a disaster. We're ready for them. Everything is going as planned, but I'm worried. Worried about? Never mind. Is the girl ready to be sacrificed? Ooh, oh no, they're gonna sacrifice. Mistress Wazari's. Alright, so we know who the bad guy is. What are your orders? Commence the attack, but stay alert. We received word from the guards. We have intruders. Yeah, someone got past your guards and murdered them. Alright, this exposition is so dry. Come on, guys. He may suspect something. Could there be a traitor? Alright, and that's something that a new recruit probably shouldn't say, because that kind of... Alright, come on. I don't... There's no way this fort will fall. What did you do with the prison key? You put it back on the shelf, right? Second shelf, next to the eraser. Inside the bag of candy. What? What the hell? Why is this dialogue? I can skip through a lot of this, but I don't really want to for Let's Play reasons. Like, I want people to be able to see it, but at the same time, like, this is taking a bit. Alright. And now... all of them are dead. Oh no, hey, there's still one guy. You survived the slaughter. We lost. Our entire unit was defeated. Colonel Gulbovich, please forgive me. And we can destroy that to get the prison key. Alright, so that's actually where I'm going to end this episode. Next episode, I'm going to go back to town. We'll get some things identified and pick up some equipment. Mostly items. So yeah, I will see you all in the next installment. So till then, later everyone.